What is going on, everyone? Look, we have yet to see the full potential of this Houston Texan offense. When you look at the O-line, and this is the topic of today, we are reacting from an article on the Texans Wire. PFF ranked the Houston Texan offensive line, and some of you guys might be surprised where they have us. With that being said, the injuries were astronomical. Every single offensive lineman was hurt except for Shaq Mason. You had to pick up guys off the street. You had to trade for guys during training camp. It was that bad for this Houston Texan offensive line. So entering this year, the excitement for me is at an all-time high. Look, knock on wood, I don't think the injuries are as bad as last year. Not saying there's none, but last year was just insane. With the addition of Joe Mixon, I think we are going to see a high-powered offense, ladies and gentlemen. So we are going to get to the article. What is going on? My name is Ruben Carvillo, and this is the 713 Houston Sportcast, where I drop daily Houston Texans content. So make sure you guys are following me on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok for the latest Houston Texans news, rumors, and updates. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much for watching today's episode. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. This article is from the Texans Wire. Where does Pro Football Focus rank Texans offensive line heading into the 2024 season? It was written by our guy Cole Thompson, who just does a fantastic job covering the team. As the Houston Texans prepare for training camp's first practice later this month, media outlets prepare to unveil their way too early power rankings. Some come from an overall feel of the franchises after the offseason. Yes, guys, football is back. We have training camp practice this month, and I will be at every single one available to the public. So if you see me there, say hi. It means the world to me. And let's talk some Houston Texans football. Houston, which last season allowed 47 sacks to CJ Stroud and Case Keenum, ranked among the bottom half rankings at number 22. So this is where PFF has the Houston Texans 2024 offensive line ranked before the season. I think it is low. However, I understand why with the amount of injuries that they had last year, and we'll get to see why they have us at 22. um I understand it. I think it's a little bit too low. I would have respected somewhere between 15 and 20. 22 though, that's why you saw Shaq Mason and Titus Howard and Laramie Tunsil kind of be like, all right, we're writing this down and see where we're at the end of the year. To be fair, injuries were a mainstay in trench play last season for the AFC South champions. Mason was the only player to start all 17 games and both playoff matches at his natural position. Even though Tunsil was fantastic en route to his fourth Pro Bowl nomination, he missed 3 games due to a lingering knee issue. Titus Howard rotated between positions before suffering a season-ending knee injury in late November. But if you also remember, Titus Howard broke his hand during training camp, which was why he was out the first 3 weeks of the season. Broke it during the Saturday practice at night against the Miami Dolphins. Me and Harley were in attendance, and we were wondering why we didn't see Titus Howard throughout the practice. And then we found out there on Twitter that he suffered a hand injury. Former first-round pick Kenyon Green was ruled out for the year before the season began with a shoulder injury, thus leading a constant carousel at left guard. Kendrick Green, Jared Patterson, Juice Scruggs, and Howard each started at least 2 games inside, with Green being the only natural guard, right? This is where we saw Kenyon Green get the bust label. During training camp, you had some people saying that his play was spotty, that he needed to lose the baby fat, and the game against the Saints just was not good for him, and they ended up shutting him down for the season. Recently, we've seen Kenyon Green, body transforming. Looks like he has shedded the baby fat. We saw him working out in the sand. I am not giving up on Kenyon Green. If this guy figures it out, it would just be another weapon to this Houston Texan offense. All 4 players also spent time on the IR, with Scruggs being the only active player by the season's end. He's expected to return to his natural center position and remain the long-term option as the Stroud snapper. Yes, a lot of people were wondering, was Juice Scruggs going to battle for left guard? No, we found out as early as OTAs that Juice Scruggs was, taking center reps. It may feel low entering the season, but the Texans still have questions about Kenyon Green and Howard's future status entering the year. Green spent the entire season shedding weight and putting on muscle so he could be in line for a breakout season if he can stay on the field. Howard, who before the start of last year's training camp inked a 3-year extension, has dealt with multiple lower body injuries since being drafted out of Alabama State in 2019. Houston plans on giving him first team reps at right tackle, which they should. But general manager Nick Casario might have drafted Howard's replacement in Notre Dame tackle Blake Fisher. Now, this is where we start getting into the future of this Houston Texan offensive line. You have some people saying, "Oh, Blake Fisher could be the Titus Howard replacement." I think he could potentially be the Laramie Tunsil replacement. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, the Houston Texans were ranked 22 by Pro Football Focus in terms of their offensive line group. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And guys, for more Houston Texans content, y'all know what to do. Feel free to come back. Go Houston. You all have a very blessed